Hello, Flosstube. This is my Flosstube update number 58. Today is April 27th, Saturday, April 27th, 2019. And my name is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches. Uh, Welcome back to my subscribers, and welcome to any new viewers who are seeing this for the first time. Excuse me just a minute. I'm going to bring this a little bit closer. I'm here to talk about cross-stitching. Today is, like I said, it's April 27th. It's my niece's birthday. She turns 18 today, the big 18. A very important date in the life of most kids, most teenagers. Last week was my dad's birthday. This week is my niece's birthday. Unfortunately, she's in Boston, going to school in Boston, so... And my little sister, her mother, is out of town this weekend, so we're not doing any big, family celebrations or anything like that. But today's her birthday, and so happy birthday, Hannah. Today is also, I think, Vonna Pfeiffer's anniversary, and a friend of mine that I used to work with, her anniversary. So April 27th must be a good day. Anyway, so I'm here to talk about cross-stitching, a few things that I've been working on, and upcoming Maynia plans, since this coming Wednesday is the 1st of May. People celebrate Maynia in many different ways. For those of you who are may not be familiar with the concept, and there are a few people out there, people who are new to the online version of cross stitch, there's some that are just starting cross stitch for the very first time, and many who have been like me, have lots of years of experience cross stitching in general. But then oh, sorry, that was a cat. My cat Puck has been wild today. But anyways, those who, like me, cross-stitch for a long time, but are only now becoming familiar with the online community of cross-stitchers. I started in 1988, the Christmas of that year. My older sister and my younger sister came home for Christmas and had cross-stitch projects. And I was feeling kind of left out, and my older sister taught me how to cross stitch, and then I've been doing that ever since. But only in the fall of 2016, maybe, did I come across Flosstube. 2016, 2017, something like that. That I came across Flosstube. So I understand, I sympathize with people who are going, what is all this stuff about, what are all these, initials stand for, what's an LNS, So, anyway, so Maynia is, something that was started, I don't know the whole history of it, but I know that in May, many stitchers do some form of Maynia, to Maynia, to celebrate the month of May, by doing something, crazy for, in the cross stitch world. Either you can do there's many permutations of May. You can do the number of days matching up with the year. In this case, 19 days for 2019. So you could do, you could do a new start every day for 19 days. You could do one project, maybe say one whip or one new start for 19 days. Or you can do for the whole 31 days of May. You can do, 19 whips, one whip for 19 days, one whip for 31 days, whatever. Some people do, and I think it's kind of crazy, one new start for every day in May for 31 days, or even for 19 days, one new start every, anyway. So lots of people have lots of Maynia plans, and I'm going to get to mine in a minute. But first I want to talk about what I was stitching on since last Saturday. And last Saturday I showed this little Squirrel's Night Out pattern, the little squirrel and this necklace thing, and I have the necklace form still in there, the little piece of wood and the string, that it hangs off of. And I finished the little squirrel. And I talked about last week how the instructions weren't clear if this is supposed to be backstitched with one thread. I don't know why it would be. I don't know what these are supposed to be down here. But I did the backstitch on the basket and the little 1/1 on the crow. That was really hard. I redid that a couple of times because not only is it hard to see, of course it's black and it's just hard to see in general. I had a little bit of experience doing 1/1 earlier this, I guess for Christmas, when I did the Tomato Dame pattern for my niece, and it had some 1/1 stuff on it, and so doing the crow 1/1 was not new, but it was just difficult because it was black thread and it was hard to see, and I don't know, and I kept making mistakes on it, and so I redid a couple of couple of times, but I finished it, and I finished the little thing, and it looks like it's the right size. It's kind of folded up because it's gonna be on that little medallion-like thing, that little tag. Whenever I get around to FFOing it, I have a bunch of stuff. I just not too long ago looked through it, my stuff, and I have a bunch of stuff that needs to be FFO'd. But anyway, so yeah, so I still plan to have an FFO palooza and FFO a bunch of stuff for myself. But anyway, so there's a little Squirrel's Night Out. He's all done. He's tiny. That was fun. Anyway, then I've also been stitching on Daily Walk of the Woods. And I'm right up in this area right here. I think I want to finish, this corner, and maybe this side, because I've gotten about here. I've done, I think, these trees anyway. So I'd like to work my way toward the corner, and I didn't. This is not. I probably should have gone a little bit bigger piece on this fabric, but I happened to have this in my stash, and it was just big enough. So it's gonna, when I finish it, there's gonna be a very tiny margin, like maybe an inch, or I don't know, because right here, this is the tree I was working on during the retreat. There's my little octopus that I bought on the last day of retreat. But so I had started the outlines, and I had started, on this side, the outlines of these leaves. And then after the retreat last week, I was working on this, but I finished this little tree. I finished it, I don't know what, Thursday, I guess, or something. Yeah. Wednesday or Thursday. I finished this tree. And I had done the trunks of these trees before the retreat. So yesterday and last night, whatever, I worked on, since I finished this tree, I worked on the green of this tree. So this is about half done on this side, and then there's another half, and then about 13 rows or so on the top. So it's gonna go up to about here, and there's very little margin. But and also I was looking at, this is the end of the thing, and there's another couple of trees. It's gonna be up right up to about, you know, a little margin on the edge on this side too. So it's and there's a whole bunch that I still have to do on this side. So yeah, like I said, it's not gonna allow much margin once I get it done. But what can I do? You know, that's all I worked on. I had a couple of days, Monday and Tuesday, I guess, where my right arm felt very crampy. On Monday, when I went to stitch Monday night is when I was thinking about it because but my arm felt very crampy. I I made an egg salad for dinner, and maybe I don't know if that's what it was, like peeling all the eggs and stirring it, And this, my right arm is the one that was affected by my right side was affected by the stroke I had, and so my right arm tends to get kind of weak or whatever. I remember when I was in the hospital I had the stroke during surgery, and when I was in rehab, I felt pretty good. Um, my right side was, was weaker and messed up a little bit, when I was like trying to walk or actually trying to brush my teeth, as a cat. I don't know, they're being wild this morning. But like trying to brush my teeth, this movement, I still really can't do it with my right hand. I have an electric toothbrush now, and I hold it with my left hand. My father asked me, "Are you left-handed now?" Because I've just I do more things with my left hand a lot now because and my handwriting was affected. It's easier for me to print than to write in cursive. Anyway, so I don't know if that was why, if making that egg salad with the different hand motions I did with the just peeling and the chopping and the stirring, whatever that you do for, with eggs. I don't know what it was, but the muscles in my arm were very crampy, and I just felt like, if I tried stitching or something, my arm would be very, would be feel very crampy, and I didn't want to do that. What I started to say before was, that when I was in rehab, I felt pretty good, but the first weekend that I was there in the rehab unit, we went down to, there was a Starbucks in the hospital, and they took a few of us out on a sort of outing of the room, away from the rooms, and down to this Starbucks, and we had some wheelchairs and stuff, and I thought, I can do my own wheelchair thing, down to the down the hall or whatever to the elevator and everything, and I really couldn't do it because my right arm was weaker, in trying to push, to roll the wheel or whatever. I couldn't do it, and it's a strange sensation. It's almost like being like having muscle weakness, although the muscle isn't really affected. It's the nerves, and whatever to the muscles. But sometimes, I'll notice, like, if I try to reach with my right hand or something, I'll kind of like, my right hand wiggles or whatever. But, I can still cross stitch, so I only notice it once in a while where that's concerned. But anyway, so roundabout way of saying I didn't stitch much last week, and it wasn't until I guess Wednesday or Thursday that I started stitching again, much like last week. But anyway, so on Wednesday, I believe it was, I spent the day doing among other things, dyeing some fabric. And so my friend Gloria, who's one of my viewers, had sent me some fabric, and it's a sort of a blue color but I stuck it in the dye bath. I finally experimented with my RIT dye. And I think it's called evening blue is what the color is. I think I've called it a few different things, but it's called evening blue is what it's called. So anyway, this is the fabric that she sent me. It's coming out a brighter blue on this video than it really is. It's more of a I don't know how to describe the color. But it's sort of a medium. Sort of, I don't know. I don't know how to describe the color. Anyway, but I did stick it in the bath, in the dye bath a little bit, and it's hard to tell. I was hoping it'd be better view of this, but anyway, it's a little bit on the lighter side. There's a little bit of darker modeling. I can't get the color right to show up right. Let me see if this affects it. Let me change the lighting a little bit. Oh, sorry. I don't know. That doesn't help. That kind of washes it out a little bit too. So, never mind. Never mind. We'll try. Sorry. Okay, anyway, so I stuck this big... It's a big piece of cloth. It's like 41 inches by 29 inches, something like that. It's big. Anyway, so I stuck this in the dye a little bit to sort of try to give it a little bit of darker blue modeling. And I kind of like the color, and I kind of don't. I kind of want a little bit darker coloring. You can. It's hard to tell on camera, but in real life, in person, it's got some darker. I'm getting shadows here again, but it's got some darker little splotches here and there. But I think I kind of want to stick it back in the dye bath, and make a little. I didn't make the dye really strong, but I might do that and get a little bit more darker modeling in there. And then I had this other. This started off as white fabric, and everything looks very robin's egg blue on the camera, but there's a little bit of dark modeling here, and this is kind of it came out like a faded denim blue is what it came out. So it's not as bright as it looks on camera here. But anyway, so this is another big piece. It's like 30 by 31 or 30 by 36. So I was looking at the thread count of my pieces. Oh, and then this one here also started out as white. And this is a little bit, you might be able to see the modeling a little bit more on this one. I didn't iron them, so they're kind of wrinkly. But you can see right in here, there's a little bit of dark modeling. But so all of these pieces, I might stick back in the dye bath, and just to make a little bit stronger dye concoction to darken them up a little bit, I think. Anyway, so these are the fabrics for my ship projects. My tall ships projects. There's 4 of them. There's this one here, and this is the old clipper ship one, and this one here is called running with the wind, running before the wind, something like that. And this one, Voyage of Discovery. This is Columbus's ships. And then this Ronnie Rowe, Serenity is the name of this one. So those are the 4 ship projects, and according to the stitch count, I should be able to fit them on the two larger pieces of fabric, just cut them down a little bit to fit. I think all four projects should fit on there. There's the Ronnie Rowe one and the Voyage of Discovery one are a little bit larger, and the other two, the Clipper Ship and the Running with the Wind, or whatever, um, are a little bit smaller patterns. But if worse came to worse, one of them would fit on this little piece of fabric. It's roughly 15 by 18, and I think um, those two, either one of those should fit on there. So, and I should be able to get that size out of the other two, the larger pieces of fabric, out of one of those. But I was thinking about like making it, like I said, a darker dye bath kind of thing, and just putting that on those fabrics to darken them up just a hair. I'd like them a little bit darker, a little bit less robin eggs blue, kind of, um, just some darker blotches or something. So I may go ahead and do that with the fabric. I might experiment a little bit with this one. It's coming out, so it looks so light blue on the, there it is, more of a realistic color uh, vision of the color. But so I might try darkening this one. This is a smaller piece, and seeing how it looks before I do the other two. But but I was thinking of making a little bit more concentrated, more darker version of the dye and that I used on those. Anyway, so that brings me to my Maynia plans. I had thought about taking one of my whips, probably like the wolf whip was what I was thinking of, and doing like 19 days, or even maybe 31 days of concentrating on that one whip to finish it. I could do the same thing with this Daily Walk in the Woods, but I really want to finish that wolf thing. So I was thinking about doing that for 19 days straight for Maynia, or 31 days straight even for Maynia. But my other idea was to dye this fabric and do these 4 ships in Maynia, for Maynia, because there are 4 patterns. Puck, don't, please. I was thinking about starting one each week of May. So starting one on the 1st, and then on each Wednesday after that. So it's the 1st, the 8th, the 15th, and the 22nd. And then there's a couple of days there in May, left over in May. So like the last like 3 days or something like that. Or the last 2 days, I don't know. I don't have a calendar in front of me. But anyway, so I think I'm going to do that. I don't like to have a whole lot of whips, but I've kind of been anxious to start those. Puck? Cat Puck is being crazy today. Yeah, 2 days left in May. Sorry, I'm looking at my calendar. The 1st, the 8th, the 15th, and the 22nd. That's 4 weeks of 1 week on each whip. And then that leaves the 29th, 30th, 31st. The 29th is a Wednesday. The 29th and 30th, 31st to do whatever, to tie up loose ends, whatever. So So I think for Mania, I'm gonna do those four ships. Do a new start every week. Uh, those 4 weeks of May, and then I'll have the last 3 days. I don't know what. Um, maybe I'll work on on one of my whips or something for the last 3 days in May, and that takes care of the whole month of May for Mania. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Um, so I have a few more days to finish to do dyeing of the fabric, and I'll probably do that today, this afternoon. Um, do a little bit stronger dye and a little bit darken up the fabric a little bit, and then cut those pieces so that they will accommodate um, those four patterns, and get that all prepared, for May. Get them kitted up. But that's one thing I haven't done. I think I'll probably have to buy some Balger for one or two of the designs. Call for Balger, but I think they're all like DMC threads, because they're all older patterns except for the Ronnie Rowe, and I can choose whatever I want for that. So I might have to uh, spend some time kitting up those projects. Seeing, I don't know what if they. I haven't even looked at what colors they might share or whatever. The Ronnie Rowe design calls for 5 skeins of the same color, and I know I don't have 5 skeins of the same color for that right off the top to start with. So, and I haven't. I want to finish dyeing the fabric before I decide what color I want to. Sorry, I have a cat hair. What color I want to use for it, because it's all one color. So whatever color you want. I think uh, the design is done in like black on white, but I think I'm gonna use a different color for the design. Um, I did go and make a working copy of each one, because they're uh, they're really kind of hard to read. This Voyage of Discovery. I'm gonna unfold it from this side because you can't see the pattern, but the pattern is printed. Oops, you can see part of it. Directly on this. It's kind of cardstock kind of paper, but it is a handwritten design. So and it's, as you caught a glimpse of, part of the pattern is on the back of, part of it is on this unfolded center, and part of it is on this side. And so it's kind of hard, because of the overlap, it's kind of hard to look at, but also it's, yeah. So anyway, I enlarged most of them, I think. And then the Ronnie Rowe, this one is also very small and very dark, so I kind of lightened it up a little bit and blew it up. And then the other two are, one of them, I think it's this one. No, yeah. I think they're all handwritten designs, not computerized, whatever. But, so this one, I don't know that I enlarged it at all, but I made a working copy of this also. And I think this one is the one that's kind of like, it's It's in the very middle of this little booklet, but half of it is on one page and the other half is on the other side of this. It's the centerfold of this piece of this booklet. But anyway, this one doesn't call for any Balger, or I mean any Kreinik. This particular ship. But it's all in DMC. And then this one, it is a fold out, page of this. And I don't know if this one might be part of it looks computerized and part of it looks, a little of it looks hand drawn. I don't know, but this one calls for Navy Balger, Pearl Balger, Gold Balger. So I don't remember if I might have bought some of it, but not all of it. So I might have to look to my Kreinik stash, and maybe I'll do it last or something, so that I have time to order and receive the Kreinik before that comes up. But so I have to look through all my DMC stash and my Kreinik stash, and to prepare to kit those up for Maynia. So I have a few days left to do that, to work on that. But for now, I want to concentrate on working on dyeing the fabric a little bit more, and preparing. So I have a few days to prepare for Maynia. I was gonna do it the easy way. I was gonna just take one of my whips and concentrate on that. But I think I'm gonna give in to the craziness just a little bit, and get those 4 projects off the ground. The whips I have were part of my Stitch 9 challenge, and I've gotten a few of the smaller ones out of the way. The ones I finished, the Christmas penguin and the little penguin card, I think, that I did several weeks ago. Were part of my Stitch 9 challenge. So I think I've done, because I had a few of them. I was going through my Stitch 9 challenge pieces, and the Daily Walk in the Woods is one of them. The Wolf and the Piano Cat, and the Eeyore and the Bees chart that I have. And the other one I had, I think, was Santa's House. I think was part of the Stitch 9 challenge. So I think I have 5, and I've done 4 of the Stitch 9 challenge pieces. And so of those 5, I doubt that I'll get them done, especially if I'm doing these ships for Maynia. So maybe the 4 ships, if I start them in Maynia, become part of my Stitch 9 challenge to work on for the rest of the year. I don't know. But I do kind of want to. I am kind of itching to start them, to do something new. That's why I did like the little squirrel night out, and then of course all the patterns that I bought when I went to the attic during the retreat. I'm kind of itching to do a couple of them. So we'll see. I might have just blown up whatever plans I had for the year. They were kind of loose plans to begin with, so whatever. Anyway, so I think that is my my Maynia plan for this year. Just what the heck. It's not like I don't have enough stash to last me more than my lifetime, like we all do. But you know what? I've had these, except for the Ronnie Rowe. Well, I guess I've had the Running with the Wind and Voyage of Discovery. I've had for years and years now, and the other one, the old clipper ship, I got from my younger sister. She gave it to me, and then the Ronnie Rowe I bought for myself. But yeah, so you know that's I think what I'm gonna do. So anyway, I think that's all I have. I've blathered on long enough. So hopefully, I think maybe I'll do videos maybe on Wednesday and Saturday or something to this coming month to since I'm each Wednesday I'm going to do a new project. So maybe on Wednesday I'll on the 1st of May I'll do just a quick video to show uh, which one I've chosen to do first, and then on Saturday maybe the project progress um, on that one, and then the next Wednesday the next project, and that Saturday um, the project for the week of the first one, and then the few days starting on the second one, like that. So that maybe that'll be my plans for May, and of course Mother's Day is in there, and I have a couple of uh, birthdays in there. My brother and my brother-in-law's birthdays are coming up in May, and a few other things, and Memorial Day, whatever, you know. I don't. somebody somebody had mentioned they were going to do a like a patriotic something on Memorial Day. Uh, and I don't know that I have any. I thought about that. I don't know that I have any patriotic anything. Um, I don't know. Oh, and I thought of Pam Schaefer of Pam and Steph the other day because I had read on some newsfeed thing somewhere about the Coast Guard giving away 4 lighthouses. I didn't read the article, so I don't know what the details were, but I thought of Pam immediately, like, that's where she needs to live. She needs to go inherit go claim one of those lighthouses. But anyway, so uh, but I don't have. I thought of, that's I my mind works of patriotic Pam Schaefer, whatever, lighthouses. But I know she's a big patriotic chart stitcher, and but I thought about that for the 31st Memorial Day, I don't think I have anything patriotic, but uh, anyway, so that's neither here nor there. So, but those are my Maynia plans, I think, and I just have a lot of work to do over the next a few days to get ready for Mania now that I've decided in like just in the last couple of days. That's what I decided to do. Um, but so hopefully uh, next Wednesday uh, is next Wednesday the first, or yeah, next this coming Wednesday is the first. Because today's the 27th, Sunday is the 28th, Monday's the 29th, and Tuesday's 30th. Yeah, so this Wednesday. Um, so I will see you on Wednesday, hopefully, with the new start for Mania, and on Saturday with the progress for those first few days. So anyway, my name again is Elizabeth Martinez, phantastitches, and I will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.